Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and with me for part 2 of my introduction is Joe.
Hi everybody. So in the previous episode, we got to talk about what is the portal, and we also got to learn a little bit about Sunette and her role as the portal for the past 14 years. We left off with a little bit of a cliffhanger where we discovered basically this universe and this existence of information that we didn't have access to before. And now we're left with that question of, okay, now what? What do we do with the answer to everything in life and the universe? What does that mean? What do we do with that information? Today, we have Desteni, we have the Desteni I process, we have EQAFE, we have all of these platforms, but they all started from somewhere.
Yes.
Where did it all start?
It all started with Desteni. So Desteni was the initial forum platform we utilized to start sharing and making public the opening of the portal and the access that I have and existence has through me. At the same time, interestingly enough, it also became a platform of assisting and supporting myself and the beings to actually learn to communicate with other people, in a way of showing them what it is that they see. For us, initially, for myself and the beings and also Bernard Poolman, this all started with Bernard Poolman, myself, and Desteni, and many other individuals who at that time was also part of the entire journey and experience. The history and the relationship of myself and Bernard, I will provide links in this video as well that goes into that history and relationship. But primarily, Bernard and I and all the beings first cross-referenced and tested the information, the points, the beings coming through the portal for about 1.5 years before we opened up the Desteni forums. Especially for him and for me and my life and everyone in it, when this happened, we wanted to make sure this is real. This is.
So what was that moment like when you guys were discovering, like, okay, we have the portal and we can ask all these questions, and
that's what we did.
There seems no limit to what we can ask. So paint the word picture. Show me what it was like at that moment.
Oh, wow. I mean, we were all very curious about so many beings. There was a time where, during the days or weeks, I would just be portaling. And, at the time, Bernard had a business, and I was also working at the business, so it was like quite something like going to work while this new extraordinary thing was happening and testing it and cross-referencing it. But obviously already at that time, it became clear to work and be able to understand the magnitude of what had just happened. That couldn't happen. So right. we were almost up every night until late at night, just really enjoying this access. And there were beings almost standing in line, on the other side, ready to come through and communicate and say what's really been happening and why they haven't ever really had access. What has been going on with Earth and humanity? Because that was the one question that also inspired Bernard that he asked was, why was heaven not assisting and supporting Earth, humanity? What is going on? Why, were there lost beings moving around in existence? All these experiences with the other side, some bad and some good. It was almost like heaven was in chaos. And, the access of the portal answered so much. And it was interesting because that one question he asked led a journey into heaven with myself and many other beings to guide ourselves and each other into a united stand of doing what is possible to assist and support humanity. And that being the one purpose of the portal, but we'll get more into the purpose a bit later. But the main purpose has been sharing and showing the data, knowledge, and information that can be seen within existence. And I mean, for Bernard as well, and for me, and the beings, we thought we could find some quick way, to save and help humanity.
Yeah.
That's also what we tried in the first year and a half. And then through Desteni and over time, we realized that no one can be saved. You have to save yourself, that principle. And as much as it is also disheartening sometimes, where I feel I can see so much.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything to a person who is going through a process, for example, who's going through a tough time, who's so lost in their mind, almost so possessed in their emotions, so weakened by the worst of themselves. No matter what I see or what I say, it's just knowledge and information to them. That's been the one tough thing for myself, and even later on the beings, and I think for Bernard as well, we realized there is only so much we can do. We have all this access, but the rest is up to each one to make that one decision.
So would you say
yourself.
that in a way the mission of Desteni is to find a way, or as many ways as possible, maybe there's not just one way, to get to that core, that point of a person realizing for themselves what they're able to walk through and let go of and change?
Yes. We are looking at so many ways and methods and techniques to evolve and expand the portal, the beings, the message, the points that's coming through in a way for people to hear or people to listen, because, for me and the beings and Bernard, and when we started Desteni, the forums, and putting it out on YouTube, we were so overwhelmed and excited, because this information was was out there, but also so in here, so obvious.
Yeah.
And we could just see it, and it was this time in the beginning where we were almost like fighting because everyone was reacting more,
Yeah.
That also really shocked me. I still remember, the first times being introduced as the portal and just the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was really like, no way. What? Come on. This is
Yeah.
easy, Just drop the consciousness and the emotions and maybe that's where the beings also at that time was a bit immature in their communication. Me too. Because they would be like, yeah, your mind and stop it and it's enslaving you and and people were like, whoa.
Yeah.
I can't hear you because my mind is me at the moment. That's what I believe.
So there was that moment of, in a way, it was like the beings didn't fully relate to the human experience, perhaps.
Not at all.
So there was like that moment of they could see everything and the systems and all of that, but they didn't understand maybe what it was like to live as that and fully be that.
Yes, because for me as well, like, let me take an example, is I can, for example, see your emotional bodies. Your emotional bodies, which is your unconscious states of energy, your emotions, feelings, your undercurrents that's constantly there. Like, let's say you're in a constant state of anxiety. And what I can also see is the intensity of that anxiety and the impact thereof on what organs in your body, where exactly, how long it's been there, how much degrading has already happened on a material, physical level. What other repercussions could there be if it continues? It goes on. And it was the same for them. Now, I see that, and not that it is in you.
Okay, I'm like,
you've got other emotions.
we need to talk after this video.
No. So I see that, but it was like, we were like, yeah, you've got anxiety, you've got to stop it, you're harming your body, saying that, and people are going, well, anxiety? What anxiety? And we'd be like, some people weren't even aware of the states of energy that they were in, but we could see it. So that was a very, almost like a reality shock time for myself. Bernard, the portal, even when we were talking to normal people, out here, who were with us in the group. And what I mean by normal people is people on earth and beings in heaven. Not that they're abnormal. They are just the absent ones that aren't abnormal. So therefore, that was that reality shock where we realized, goodness, we need to work on the integration of me, the portal, even beings in heaven into earth. They had no connection, relationship, understanding, comprehension. Nothing was there. That's also what contributed to that massive split between heaven and earth. But I mean, heaven itself has got such a gift of seeing all of this, and Bernard was also like, why didn't you come through sooner? And that also opened up a whole other can of worms, because that's where so many beings in heaven said, well, they didn't have access, they weren't allowed, because there were all these hierarchies and wars and things also going on the other side. With beings wanting to play God on that side and control it.
And again, the information there can be found on EQAFE.
Yes.
Very rich history. And if you think Earth history is interesting...
Yeah, Journeys into the Afterlife series and Demons in the Afterlife in EQAFE is where beings come through from various dimensions in existence and share the history of what happened before the portal and after the portal.
I want to quickly come back to this point of...
We will continue in the next video. Everyone, we know we're keeping it to max 10 minutes for myself as well, because I know everyone, well, most people are on the go, with work and busyness, and we sometimes only have time to watch while we're...
bite-sized servings of
yes.
existence and life.
All right, everyone. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.